After breakfast and press conference organized by PR Cecilia Escribano held at Las Ventanas al Paraíso, a Rosewood resort, we had an exclusive interview with Philippe. Philippe, heir to the legend and legacy of his grandfather, the commander, explorer, researcher of the underwater world, co-inventor of SCUBA and the underwater camera, Jacques Yves Cousteau. Philippe visited Los Cabos to talk about the Sea of Cortez and his nonprofit organization, EarthEco International, who seeks the protection and preservation of the sea through the education.
EarthEco, we're all about inspiring and empowering young people as the change agents of society. We recognize, very much influenced by my grandfather, that young people have tremendous power to change the world, and that education is critical if we're going to embrace the types of solutions socially and environmentally that we need to embrace the new ideas.
Son of Philippe, the second of 4 children of the so-called Captain Planet, remembers his father who died in the accident when piloting hydroplane near Lisbon in 1979.
My father died 6 months before I was born, but I was fortunate because he filmed and produced most of the 26 of the Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau.
Philippe talks about the character and personality of his grandfather, with whom he lived for 16 years until his death in 1997.
He had a great sense of humor. He, even at 9 or 10 or 13, he had a way of talking about conservation and the environment in a way that a 10-year-old could understand, through stories and jokes and being funny.
One of the issues of the most concerns is the global fisheries are collapsing due to the overfishing, while the increase in the overall population that needs to be fed is exponential.
We're catching 80% of the fish, but we're only catching 80% of a small amount. I'd rather catch 20% of a really big amount. We'll get more fish. So that's the idea. If we fish less, we can catch more.
He also mentions the importance of a harmonious coexisting between tourist development and nature.
I am not against development. Development can be good and development can be very bad. And the standards exist today to build and manage waste and to conserve water and create clean energy. They exist. And it is up to developers and the government and the citizens to demand that those standards and best practices be made part of the building code and the laws.
A historian by degree, Philippe follows the footsteps of his father and grandfather as a journalist and special correspondent for international TV broadcaster seeking solutions to overfishing. Philippe acknowledges the work that has been done in Mexico, especially in Cabo Pulmo near Los Cabos.
An amazing place, a marine protected national park that is a beacon of leadership in ocean conservation to the world. So Mexico has one of the best examples of ocean conservation that it created itself here in the Sea of Cortez and needs to learn from that. Needs to protect Cabo Pulmo, needs to expand and create more Cabo Pulmos throughout the Sea of Cortez and throughout the world.
Like his grandfather Jacques, Philippe spends much of the year in the depths of the oceans, conducting studies and research. Also like his grandfather, one of his favorite sites is the Sea of Cortez, the world's aquarium.